everyone, it's Mindy Egan for Tailored Expressions, and today I have some inspiration to share with you featuring the Let's Jam card making kit. So I will be creating a card and a matching tag. Let's take a look at the supplies I'm using, starting with cardstock, which is cake pop, sugar cube, latte, and toffee. I'll be using the Let's Jam stamp, die, and coordinating stencil. Spread the love stamp and coordinating die. I'll be using the Let's Jam labels, the Let's Jam accessory die set. I also have up against a wall background stamp, swatchlet die set, A2 layers stacklet, and the additional A2 layers stacklets. In colors for today is jelly donut, cherry pop, blue corn, mulled wine, huckleberry, cake pop, fruit punch, Earl Grey, latte, and Oreo ink, and I'll also be using VersaFine Clair in Nocturne ink. Additional supplies include a large and small scissors, reverse tweezers, and die pick. I have bitty blending brushes and a detail blending brush, post-it tape, foam strips, repositionable tape, and scotch tape, and I'll also be using my Misty stamping tool. The first thing that I'm going to do is stamp out my jars of jam. So this is a red rubber stamp, and I'm going to remove the foam insert on my Misty stamping tool. I have a piece of sugar cube cardstock that is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I placed repositionable tape on the back to secure that down to the bottom of the Misty, placed the stamp over the top, picked it up with the door of the Misty, and then I'm going to ink it up with Oreo ink. This will create the outline for all of my jars that I can which ink blend my choice of color into. I'm going to take the coordinating stencil, lining that up over my images and holding that down with a low tack tape. I'm going to ink blend my jars of jam to coordinate with the sticker label sheet. So I'm starting with a jelly donut ink for my first jar. I'm masking off areas around it using some post-it tape, and then I'm taking a bitty blending brush and going around the outer edges of the jar. My plan was to use the Let's Jam labels for the label of the jar. So I'm not as worried about the center of the jar when I'm doing my ink blending, but you can see by doing darker around the edges and getting light towards the center, it will create a beautiful transition of color that you can use in your card projects if you don't plan on using the label. I repositioned my post-it notes to mask off the other areas of the stencil. And for the second jar, I am using cherry pop ink, using that same technique of going heavy-handed around the outer edge and getting light towards the center. And I will continue that technique for the remaining jars of jam. This one is going to be using blue corn. I like to reuse my post it notes as often as I can, but if I am placing that over an area that I already ink blended, the sticky part of the post it note is actually picking up some of that residual ink, and I don't want to transfer that to my other projects. So I am bringing in new post it notes to mask around the area. So that is something I just wanted to mention and for you to be mindful of when you're masking off your areas. The previous jar I did was using mulled wine. Then I'm going to bringing in huckleberry again using that same technique of darker around the outer edges. And then for my last jar, I am going to be bringing in fruit punch. And also keep in mind that a lot of the times the inks will dry back a little bit, so they won't be as bright as they are when they are wet and first applied. The next layer of this stencil is going to be coloring in at the top of the jars, and this could be a variety of colors. You could do some yellows if you wanted it to be more of a gold, or if you have a metallic ink. I am going with Earl Grey to give it the silver tone. I am going kind of darker on one side, or on both sides, I should say, and keeping it lighter in the center just to give it a little bit of shading. Once all of my jars and my lids are colored in, I'm going to take the coordinating die, line it up, and hold that down with some post-it tape and run that through the die cut machine. This is going to cut out all of our jars at once. So, as I mentioned earlier, I had planned on using the Let's Jam labels to label my jars, but with the stickers, they are a thinner material and I wanted to add a little bit of thickness to it. So, I am going to start by taking the labels and placing them onto some sugar cube cardstock. And then I'm using the accessory, the Let's Jam accessories die set, and the labels that are included in that, lining them up over the coordinating shape and running that through the die cut machine. So now they have a little bit more thickness to them and add a little bit more dimension to my jars. I'll go through the label sheet and pick out images that are going to match the color of jars that I used, stick all those down onto the white cardstock, and run that through the die cut machine with the coordinating shape. You could add some thin foam squares behind these if you wanted to. I'm just going to be using some liquid glue and placing that over the top of my jars. So all of my jars now are going to have this fun label to show what is inside of each of the jars. My vision for these was to have them sitting on a shelf, and the up against a wall background stamp was a perfect fit for this. I am using toffee cardstock to create the border or the bottom half of my wall. So this is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It is placed down into my Misty stamping tool. I placed the bottom half, so this is a two-piece or two-part background stamp. I placed that in my Misty and I'm inking it up with a latte ink to give that a little bit darker of a tone. I'm using a second sheet of cardstock to do the background or the wallpaper for my wall. This is cake pop and it is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I placed the design of my wall onto the cardstock using my Misty tool to do the stamping using cake pop ink for a tone on tone look. While I have my Misty out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp out two sentiments. This is going to give me some options. And this is using the Spread the Love stamp set, which also has a coordinating die. So I'm stamping these onto sugar cube cardstock using the VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink. Then I will die cut them out with the coordinating die. Then back to creating my wall. So I have two pieces of cardstock and I want to layer these together. So I'm taking the toffee cardstock and I trimmed it off right where the trimming of the wall is. I'm going to add some tape runner to the back of that and place that over the top of my cake pop cardstock. I'm going to map my cardstock pieces using the A2 stacklets and the additional A2 layer stacklets die. So my main card base, the card front, is going to be created out of latte cardstock. I went ahead and trimmed out a piece of white cardstock using the additional A2 layers stacklets. And then I have a smaller die from the A2 layer stacklets, the original one, and I die cut out my background panel using that. You may need to use your scissors to trim off any excess because we are going through quite a bit of cardstock for that. I added my background to the white panel using some scotch tape, and then I'm popping both of those up using the foam strips, and that's going to get attached to the latte card front that is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. For the placement of the jars, a lot of them do fit across a card front nicely if you do not trim your panel down, but since I did, I just went with three of the jars. So that way it gave the background a little bit of room to breathe. So the two larger ones in the back are attached with scotch tape. The one in the front is attached with foam strips. Along with the sentiment, I also added some foam strips too as well. Now, while I had some extra pieces off on the side, I thought, why not make a coordinating tag? So these were panels that I had kind of practiced with my colors. So I am layering them together just like I did for my card. And then this time I'm going to create a tag out of it. And this is using the swatchlet die set. So I'm lining it up over the area of the background that I want on the tag. Ran that through the die cut machine. And then again, I may need to trim off any excess on the edges since we did go through a couple layers of cardstock. Then I can bring in any extra jars that I had created originally. I'm using just some scotch tape to attach that. One of the jars is overhanging the edge. I will trim that off a little bit later. And then adding in that second sentiment that I had stamped earlier. And this would be so cute to attach to a jar of jam or jelly if you'd like to gift that to family and friends. And how cute would it be to send this card along with it for a matching set? I hope you enjoyed today's card and tag inspiration. You can find the Let's Jam card making kit and accessories available now over at tailoredexpressions.com. Thanks for watching.